Alright, let's do it. Hello everybody, I'm DKG's Avos. We're in a battle. This is a challenger from Reddit. We played him a little bit yesterday. We played 2 matches against him. Aegislash is actually coming out first, which is not what I predicted. Just throwing it out there. So that means that Energy Ball will not do a whole lot. Toxic, Sludge Bomb, and Synthesis all useless. And that means that he will have the ability to set up a little bit. So he's going to be able to get a Sword Stance up, and if he realizes that I'm going to switch out this Venusaur because I didn't predict his lead out correctly, he's going to be able to go for Sword Stance immediately, which he does. The problem is that if he remembers yesterday, and this is a shiny Aegislash, I want to point that out. Shiny Aegislash looks awesome. So King Shield is going to protect him, but not for long. I don't deal any direct damage to him, so because I'm not making contact, I don't lose any attack. And so that Earthquake's going to OHKO. Fortifying, please don't post your friend code in chat, good sir. Sorry, buddy. Alright, so Aegislash countered pretty hard by Bun LB. There's not a whole lot that they're going to be able to do with an Aegislash against Diggersby. Diggersby, though. Avos. Diggersby, though. Gotta remember that. And then now with our Pikachu looking Azumarill, I'm going to go straight into Venusaur. Belly Drum is an option, and what I'm going to choose to do is, instead of using Energy Ball, I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb. And my thinking behind this is that Aegislash was really one of his only Steel Pokemon. I don't think that he's going to predict the Sludge Bomb. Most people are still playing against Azumarill as if he's a Water type like he was back in all the other generations. Now he's got a new weakness to Poison. So I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb. Hope for maybe some Poison damage, but Sludge Bomb is super effective. Most of the moves that Azumarill comes out with are not going to do that much against Venusaur. And, I mean, Mega Venusaur especially. This is a bold nature, so it's going to have that boosted defense. I split the EVs between special defense and defense so that he's a really, really tanky Pokemon. It's just how it is. So now, Diggersby. Biggest problem with Diggersby against Venusaur is going to be Earthquake. Because of Thick Fat, he resists fire and ice pretty well, but unfortunately for us, not so much on the Earthquake. So now I have to switch out. And now, knowing Diggersby, there's not a whole lot that Diggersby is going to be able to do against Gengar, except for maybe Stone Edge. But we do survive it. Now, this is just something that I've known for a little bit. I know that I can survive some Stone Edge from some of these Pokemon. I roll with it, try and take it as it is, and then I do have Focus Blast, and as long as it hits, it's going to be super effective damage. But it looks like he's got Focus Sash on it, so awesome for him. And I've got Life Orb, so it does kill Gengar. It would have been an OHKO, but with the Focus Sash in there, he kind of knew what he was doing. So now what I'm going to go with is I'm going to bring out Scissor. And I'm just going to go straight away for Bullet Punch. I don't want to try and set up on this Diggersby. I just want to try and get it out of here. I'm not going to try and over-predict on a switch because it's not fast enough, so there's not a whole lot of reason to switch out Diggersby and just take a shot to the face. You could try and assume that I'm going to go for Swords Dance, but I just don't think most people are going to switch out a 1 HP Pokemon and try and bring it back in. So I'm trying to go for Bullet Punch, get that priority stab damage, and just get it out of there. Alright, so now we've got Tyrantrum, and it is a really cool shiny team that this guy's got going on for him. And I'm not positive Scissor can take a shot from Tyrantrum. I'm not 100% certain because it's not a bulky Scissor. So instead of running the risk, I'm just going to go straight away into Bullet Punch. I'm just going to go for it. With a Swords Dance, I would have been fine, but again, not having a bulky Scissor Not going to survive that shot. Rocky Helmet's going to do a little bit extra damage, which is really nice for us. And then we're going to have a pretty safe switch, well, actually into Mega Venusaur. Not going to be a problem. Fire Fang's not going to affect us that much. With our bold nature, we've got boosted defense. With the way that our EVs are spread out, we also don't have to worry about it there. And then Thick Fat makes it so that we're taking neutral damage from both ice and fire. So it says super effective, but you saw how little damage it really did. It's not a huge deal. And then Energy Ball is going to be able to take it out. Now, every once in a while, I get a few questions. Well, Avos, why do you go with Energy Ball? Why don't you go with blah, blah, blah? Well, the reason that I don't go with something like Grass Knot is, well, Grass Knot only works on really heavy Pokemon. So, yes, it's going to work pretty well, but only on the heavy Pokemon. Now, with this one, it's a pretty straightforward switch. We already said that Azumarill was in here to counter Talonflame. That's what we're going to switch into. It'll take a Brave Bird. And it'll take, I mean, really, it's going to take any fire move that it's going to throw at us. But Brave Bird should be able to take it, and then we're going to deal some damage straight away to Talonflame, because it's going to do recoil damage based on the HP lost, and that's a lot of damage that it's going to lose. But back to Venusaur, the reason that I didn't go for any other move, if you go for... There are a couple other moves that you can go for, but they'll lock you into 2 to 3 turns, and it's basically Grass version of Outrage, and it does a lot of damage, but then they're going to be able to switch into something like Talonflame, and then just Brave Bird me, and I don't want to deal with that. Alright, so, switched into Maryland, did a little bit of damage, took Talonflame down to almost half health, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go for T-Wave, because the only choices that Talonflame has against Klefki is basically a fire move. You have to use a fire move against Klefki to get it out of there. And then then you're not going to have priority. So if you're using Brave Bird to get the priority on a Klefki, then you're in a world of hurt. So now you can see that this Klefki, pretty bulky, pretty tanky. I've made it that way. I could go for Swagger here, but I'm just going to go for Foul Play. Assume that he's going to go for some sort of priority move, just to try and finish it off as quickly as possible. Try and keep me from getting the Swagger up. He's played against me 2 times before. He knows how this Klefki's set up. So he's probably not going to think, oh yeah, I'm going to let him Swagger my Talonflame. That seems like a great idea. So now we've just got a straight out, like, speed war here. Diggersby is not going to take a whole lot of damage to Talonflame ever. That's just not going to be a thing that happens. So, if I go for Quick Attack here, I'm going to be able to hit him first. Because when you've got 2 Pokemon that are tied for priority, they both have +1 priority, it's a speed battle just like any other move. Because he's paralyzed, his speed's cut in half, he's done for. Quick Attack's a pretty strong stab move when you've got something like Diggersby. So it's not a huge worry there. If I had an Ice move, I wouldn't be worried about this Aerodactyl at all. But having the moves, the flying moves, we've got a little bit to worry about with, we've got a little bit to worry about with Venusaur. He's bold-natured, yes, but flying moves against something that hits as hard as Aerodactyl does, the flying moves are going to be a little tricky. Aerodactyl is also really, really fast. But we'll see how Diggersby takes it. Could have gone for Quick Attack. I wasn't expecting Sky Drop, though. I don't have leftovers on Diggersby, but you can see how much damage that did. We're going to be able to go for Quick Attack and finish out the Aerodactyl, because I don't think that he's going to have any priority moves. And Mega Aerodactyl looks really cool, does a lot of damage really fast, but hopefully that made sense to you guys. Sweet! So that's our first win of the day. Nicely done, Hunter. Congratulations. Really nice shiny team. Puts a lot of effort into making sure that those shinies